Are you looking for the top 5 most affordable Phoenix suburbs for first-time homebuyers? That's exactly what I'm sharing with you on today's video. And make sure you stay till the end. I'm giving you my number one choice. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the Living in Phoenix Northwest Valley channel. On this channel, we talk about all things relocating to Phoenix, living here, working here, lifestyle. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That way you can continue to learn all about the Phoenix real estate market and what it's like to live here and relocate here. And we are licensed real estate agents, so we love making these videos, but even more, we love it when we get those phone calls and texts saying, hey, we're looking at moving to the Phoenix metro area. We're looking at relocating to Phoenix. Can you help us? We are trying to figure out where to go and we want to buy a house. We need your help. So that is what we absolutely love and why we make these videos in the first place. So that way you can learn as much as you can before you start that process. And then once you make contact with us, we can guide you every step of the way. That way you find that perfect neighborhood, the area you love, and you get to buy your dream Phoenix home. So make sure you reach out. Our information is down below in the description and the first comment. You can call, text, email, you can DM on Instagram or Facebook, whatever your preference. We are here for you. But let's start talking about those 5 most affordable Phoenix suburbs if you are a first-time homebuyer. Okay, so if you are a first-time homebuyer and you're looking at buying in the Phoenix metro area, you probably know that home prices have skyrocketed in the last few years. And so our median and average home price is sitting around that $475 to $480 price across the Phoenix metro area. So if you're looking in the Phoenix suburbs and you're saying, I want to buy my first home, I'm tired of renting, or renting long-term doesn't make sense. Like, how awesome would it be if I bought my first home and I could get some of that equity, or, I stopped paying 100% interest on paying somebody else's mortgage by renting, and I buy and I get myself locked into my monthly payment. And, I don't have, I'm not spending all of my money on somebody else's mortgage. I'm paying into my own mortgage, paying it down, building equity over time. So where do you buy? Where can you get below that $480 price point? Where can you buy a home? And, what are the Phoenix suburbs that are going to be a good fit for you? Now, let me just tell you that if you are looking at buying in the Phoenix metro area and you're saying, okay, I don't have this huge $500,000 plus budget. There is this phrase, if you're looking at buying in a big metro area like Phoenix, or maybe we say San Diego, LA, Portland, Chicago, a lot of the places that people are moving here from too. We say drive until you can qualify. Here's what that means is that as the metro area expands, you kind of have like the heart, right? The center. So we're going to say Phoenix, like downtown Phoenix is like this center right here. And you're going to go far out to drive. And that's what's going to bring you to the area where you can qualify for, right? You're definitely going to find better home prices the farther out, which means, yes, if you're commuting, you're going to have a larger commute if you're going into the heart of downtown, or if that's where you like to do recreational activities, go to the events, things like that. But there is a huge benefit, and we won't go into the benefits of buying versus renting and all of that on this video. That's kind of another conversation for another day. But if you are looking at buying, just know if you drive out further, that is going to be definitely the way that you can get more home, right? Get more home for your budget. And the closer into the heart, the more expensive the homes are going to be for a smaller amount of house. Definitely, your first house is typically not your forever home. That's a very, very rare scenario, unless for some reason just all of the cards align, the budget aligns, you don't grow in your family or your housing needs never change, right? So just don't think of it as your forever home when you're buying this first home, because we know a lot of first-time home buyers end up staying in that home 3, 5, maybe 7 years. And then they're typically going to trade that home up for a bigger home, or maybe they'll rent out that first property and buy a slightly bigger home, and they'll also have rental income, start building up their rental portfolio. So these are just things to consider, and just know that, we definitely believe in the power of real estate and home ownership. And we know maybe it's not your most ideal choice to buy in one of these cities, but if you want to get into the home ownership game and you don't have that full budget to be closer in, definitely consider one of these Phoenix suburbs for your first time homebuyer purchase. Okay, so let's talk about Phoenix suburb number 1, Maricopa. Now, this is the city of Maricopa, which I know if you're not from here, especially if you're relocating to the Phoenix metro area, especially as a first-time homebuyer, you might be familiar with Maricopa County, which is what most of the Phoenix metro area consists of, Maricopa County. But right to the southeast side of Maricopa County is the city of Maricopa, which is actually in Pinal County. So I'm not talking about the county of Maricopa, I'm talking about Maricopa City. And I'm going to show you here on the map, but Maricopa City, this is one of the most affordable places. It's farther out, but if you are commuting to Chandler, Tempe area, there are a lot of people that live in the city of Maricopa, and they commute into that area for work. If you're working from home, great. You don't have a commute. This is an area where there's a lot of building going on. There's still a lot of land out there. And yes, it is farther outside of the city. But if you are looking to be a first-time home buyer and you're looking to get a home, a single-family home in the $250 to $350 range, there are actually quite a few homes on the market between $250 and $350 right now, which is well below the price point of that $480 median price point across Maricopa County. So if you're looking for a place to get a deal, I would say that Maricopa, count going from, 5 up to 1. I'm going to share my top, at the end here, but Maricopa City is number 5, and you can find some great properties. Now, some of the pros and cons of living in Maricopa is it's kind of on the outside of a lot of the stuff going on. You have a little bit of Indian reservation in between the main metro area and then, the city of Maricopa. And there's, kind of like one road going in between, mostly it's just a 2-lane road off of the highway to go into the city of Maricopa and to go back into the city, right? And so there is some pros and cons. I feel like it's a little bit quieter, but Maricopa City is experiencing a lot of growth. Now, one of the things that we're experiencing right now is that with the market changing, the Phoenix real estate market, it has slowed down, and we've gone from this extreme sellers market to a very neutral market where it's balanced. It's favorable to both buyers and sellers. There's a lot of inventory on the market that we didn't have a couple months ago. So there's a lot of listings available right now in the city of Maricopa. Home prices necessarily haven't slowed down to the point where they're like reversing or we're seeing a correction of prices yet. But I have heard some experts say that Maricopa is hit pretty hard when that happens. So if you're looking to get in and maybe just be really conservative with your offer prices, if you're considering the city of Maricopa, I'm not saying it's going to happen where prices are going to change or drop, or that you're going to lose equity, but just know that there is always that possibility. No matter what, the real estate market is always fluctuating. If you look at a graph long term, you see this rise in home prices, right? But if you were to zoom in on this graph, you would see like little, peaks and valleys, but the long term trajectory is upward in value, right? So that's just something to consider. But that is some of the things that I hear is that Maricopa City would be hit harder than other areas just because it is on the outskirts and it's pretty far away. It's not Maricopa County, it's Pinal County. So just a consideration for you if you are looking at that. But no crystal ball here, not making any promises, but definitely love some of these real estate prices I'm seeing in the city of Maricopa. Really, really great for first-time home buyers. And even young families that have a tighter budget, maybe you're one income, somebody staying home with the kids because uh, childcare costs are really expensive. Definitely give Maricopa City a look if you're trying to stay on a budget and you're trying to buy your first home. Okay, the number 4 choice for the affordable Phoenix suburbs, if you're a first time home buyer, is the city of Coolidge. Now, this is east of Maricopa, east of Casa Grande. So, again, this is pretty far outside of the main metro area. But the thing that I love about Coolidge is that you can get some a new construction home, single family, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, around like 1,250 to 1,400 square feet for under $300,000. It's been a long time since I've seen numbers like that anywhere around the metro area. So even though you're outside of the metro area, again, like Maricopa, this is definitely a consideration. If you can buy a resale, of course, in Coolidge, also around the 300, mid upper twos to mid to low threes for single family homes, and maybe get a little bit of land as well, a little bit of a bigger lot out there on some of those resale homes. But if you want new construction for under $300,000, or you maybe want some room to actually do some upgrades or put some design center options in your home, that is a huge plus. So definitely consider the city of Coolidge. Now, I would say the city of Coolidge, I don't spend a lot of time there. I'm going to be 100% honest. It's pretty far away from where I live. I am probably like almost 2 hours away from the city of Coolidge anytime there's remotely any traffic, because I live in the city of Peoria. So I'm far northwest. This is far southeast, and outside of the metro area. So Coolidge is a pretty small town as of right now. Again, with all this construction and development going on, people moving to the area, that could be changing. And the way that the city of Phoenix and the Phoenix metro area is expanding is, there's all this land in between North Phoenix and Prescott, and then all this land between South Phoenix and the East Valley, and then the city of Tucson. And so the plan is that all that's going to be expanded. And so the city of Coolidge is right in between that. So if you're looking for new construction under $300,000, that is definitely somewhere I would consider. If you have a commute, you definitely need to look at your commute times from work, because if you are going to be anywhere north of the central Phoenix area, that's going to be a pretty far commute. Now, I know people that have commuted 2 hours because of what their budget allowed and where their job was, and they didn't really want to be living by that job for whatever reason, or it just, their family was in one location and they were like, you know what, I'm fine commuting. But if you're somebody who has had like a 30-minute commute and you're like, even that is brutal, definitely do your homework, do your research. But the city of Coolidge could be a really good option for you. I love the idea of getting new construction. It's anywhere around the Phoenix area for under $300,000, just because it's been a while since any of my clients have been remotely close to that with new construction. So give Coolidge a look, check out your commute and where you're going to be working. If you're working remotely, that could be great. And just know that you may have more of a experience more of the country still and the rural lifestyle, I think, in Coolidge than some of the other areas that are closer to the metro area, just because it's not as built out yet. But pros and cons, things to consider with every single city that you're looking at. Just know, that is kind of like my take on what's available in Coolidge right now. Okay, let's move just a little bit west. We're looking at the city of Casa Grande. This is number 3 of the 5 most affordable Phoenix suburbs for first-time homebuyers. So Casa Grande, this is an area that has been growing a lot. A couple years, maybe 5 years ago, if you asked me what was in Casa Grande, I would say maybe some farms, kind of like a smaller country town, more rural. It's pretty far south outside of the Phoenix, major Phoenix central metro area. So that is, what I knew of Casa Grande. Now, I will say that there's been a lot of building going on in Casa Grande, a ton. And there's actually, just over 350 homes and townhomes on the market right now in Casa Grande. So one thing that I saw just looking at the inventory right now is that Casa Grande has a lot of homes and townhomes that you can get under the 250 to 300,000 mark. You can even get some of the older homes for under the 250 mark. Just a few options. These are going to be older homes, but they're going to have a little bit more land. But again, if you're looking for a new construction home around that $300,000 mark, there are some homes available that are in various stages of being built. So if you want new construction in Phoenix or new construction outside of Phoenix, that could be an option for you. Definitely look at that. If you're wanting an older home that has land, though, Casa Grande could be another really good option for you. Like I said, because it's farther outside, you're going to drive outside of the city. That's definitely a consideration because it's really hard to get land and these bigger lots in the Phoenix metro area. Anywhere that you go in the Phoenix metro area that is building right now, most of the lots are teeny tiny, and you're going to get, it's like, oh, a 9,000 square foot lot is an upgraded lot. Well, some of these homes that are already existing in these cities like Casa Grande and Coolidge actually have land, and they're existing. Nobody's taking away the lot because it's already there. It's already part of the asset, right? So it's not like somebody could just come and chop off your lot. Like, no, they have to, there's a process. If somebody wanted your land, like, they can't just take it. It's already there. It's part of the house, So anyways, Casa Grande, lots of options, a lot of homes on the market. When I was looking at Maricopa, if we go back to number 5, Maricopa had like over 600 listings. Casa Grande has over 300. That's a lot for the city of Casa Grande, I would think. Just especially what we've experienced in the last few years. So inventory is coming back. So if you're looking at, you have a lower budget, you're under 400,000 or you're under 350 and you're like, I need to buy a house. There are a lot of options in these cities that we're talking about, these Phoenix suburbs that we're talking about today. So you can get existing, you can get some smaller townhomes, you can get new construction, and those are great prices. Of course, the con is the drive. It's farther outside of the city, not as developed, not as much to do. But, one thing that I think about is when I was 5, 6, 7 years ago, before I had kids, if I was wanting to go from, the Peoria, Glendale area over to Scottsdale or Tempe or something for, recreational purposes, like, if I was going to go out to some of the trendy restaurants with some friends or things like that, I was okay driving, and it was not a big deal. Now that I have kids, I don't want to be driving all over the place, and I want to be living where I want to be hanging out and where my friends and family are. But if you're relocating the Phoenix metro area and you don't have kids yet, you're a first-time home buyer, or maybe you're a young couple, maybe the drive won't impact you as much, and you just work on making a really smart buy and planning on, being really good with your finances for a couple years and either turning that first home into a rental or then selling it and moving up and moving closer into the city, over time. Just some considerations for you there. Consider the lifestyle piece and what it's like to live in these cities. But Casa Grande has some great options. And also, if you're looking for a project, you're like, I want to be like Fixer Upper, Chip and Joanna. There's some homes on the market that could fit that bill as well. Number 2 on our list, we're counting down, we're almost at the end, is the city of Queen Creek. Now, the city of Queen Creek is a lot closer to a lot of the stuff that's going on. And the city of Queen Creek has had a ton of development and is a really, really popular suburb outside of the Phoenix metro area. Now, it's more connected because, it's connected right down the way from Gilbert and Chandler and Tempe. So you are a lot closer, still on the further edge of the Phoenix metro area. Now, the city of Queen Creek is actually split. Part of it is the city of Maricopa, or the county of Maricopa, and part of it is Pinal County. So just so you're aware of, if that's important to you. We had one client who was working with the city of Phoenix police and had to be within Maricopa, had to live within Maricopa County to maintain his position. And so we were looking in Queen Creek, and we had to be on the Maricopa County side of Queen Creek and not Pinal County. So if you are like a first responder, police, firefighter, I don't know if nurses would have this necessarily, but any of like government employees that have to be within Maricopa County, just know that for the city of Queen Creek. Now, the city of Queen Creek is not as affordable as these other cities that we just talked about. So there's a lot of listings that are closer to that 350 to 450 mark. But again, with the median price being at 480, this is definitely something that is more affordable. That if you're like, hey, I don't want to be quite that far out, I don't want to be like an hour away from all of the main things, then don't look at those cities, but maybe look at the city of Queen Creek. The city of Queen Creek has had a lot of stuff put into it too. There's a lot of shopping, a lot of restaurants, and a lot of like good restaurants too, and cool places. And there's the Queen Creek like olive oil restaurant, and there's a farm out there. There's which they have like different events that you can do. They have, some really cool restaurants, and Queen Creek is a very like family friendly city, I would say. And also if you're looking for land, you want to have like chickens and goats and things like that. Queen Creek could be a really good option for you as well. I will say that Queen Creek has a high rating in their income for the residents, and overall, I think that it's a really desirable place to live. I have heard, and listen, I don't live in Queen Creek, but this was like a very negative for me because I was thinking about moving there for a while, that they have tarantulas like in certain parts of Queen Creek. So I don't know how true that is, but I would look into that. If you're not a spider person, I am not. So just hearing that might be a problem, because Cave Creek definitely has that. So I don't know if it's like the cities with creek in the name, but anyways, overall, I think Queen Creek is a really, really nice city. There's been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of infrastructure and community put into place for this city, and could be a really good option for you. So if you're like, hey, I have a budget of like 350 to 450, or maybe like even closer to 400, or low fours, definitely consider the city of Queen Creek. I think it's a really good option, although it is we're kind of creeping up there in price, so it's a little bit more, but you get a lot more of the city and suburb lifestyle kind of mixed, along with a little bit of rural if you're into that kind of rural lifestyle. There's a lot of really, really beautiful neighborhoods in the city of Queen Creek, and there's a lot to do, and I think that the city of Queen Creek is going to retain value. I think people are going to continue to want to move there and relocate to the city of Queen Creek. So hope that helps. Now we're going to go on to number one. Okay, number one, and this one is my favorite, and probably just because I know this city the best and I've done the most work in this city compared to the rest of them, is the city of Buckeye, Arizona. Now, Buckeye, Arizona, I think has, of the 5 cities, the best access if you want to go into like the main metro area, because it sits right along the I-10. So you can just hop on the 10. Even though I hate to drive on the 10, at least it's easy. It's a straight shoot. You just go east and you are into the heart of Phoenix, and you have close access to the airport and all of the amenities that are in like Tempe and Chandler and downtown Phoenix, central Phoenix, all of the places. So for that reason, that's a really good pro for the city of Buckeye. Now, the city of Buckeye, if your budget is around that $300,000 to $400,000 range, there are a lot of options for you right now in the city of Buckeye. There are even some homes, brand new builds, that are going in on an acre, no HOA, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, closer to the 1,200, 1,300 square foot home sizes, that are at like 330, 327, 329. That's really, really good to get an acre of land and a whole house. I mean, it's a smaller home, but if you want toys, you want to bring your RV, your boats, maybe you don't need a big house, you want that acreage, you want no HOA, that is a great price for, what you're going to get. You can also get homes that are either newly built or, within like the last 20 to 30 years that are in these cute neighborhoods in the city of Buckeye. And the city of Buckeye has a lot of expansion coming. There's the new hospital is going in by Verado. Verado Marketplace is bringing more shopping and dining. And then there's another medical center going in off of Sundance and Yuma. So there's a lot of stuff happening. And I think that in the next few years, Buckeye is going to have a ton of new construction, new neighborhoods, which is going to be really good. Right now, there's still a bit of rural life and farmland. And then the downtown Buckeye area, I actually think there's going to be some revitalization there. There's some businesses that have gone in there that are taking over those, those older shops. And I think there's a lot of really cool stuff happening in Buckeye. I think Buckeye also has a true sense of community as well, a lot like Queen Creek does. And they promote small businesses. I think they're friendly to like young families and things like that. And I think there's a lot of pros to the city of Buckeye. So if you are looking for either a new build or a resale home already existing, you don't have to wait for it to be built, and you've got a budget in that mid $300,000 range, you can still get your first home in the city of Buckeye and be not too far from driving, get up to the 10, drive across, drive east, and you are in the heart of things. And, depending on where you're at in the city of Buckeye, it's not going to take that long. And even if you hit traffic, I think it's not as far as some of the other places. Queen Creek probably has a pretty similar timeline. It just depends on what part of Queen Creek you're on and how close you are to their major road. But theirs is more of like a diagonal route and then going west into everything. So a lot of similarities, and you can get a lot closer in if you're going to be with Queen Creek or you're going to be in the city of Buckeye. And I like the city of Buckeye. I like that you have easy access to like Litchfield Park and Goodyear and Avondale, and then you can also go up to Peoria and Surprise, and you can get on the 303. You have easy access if you like to travel to California frequently. You can hop on the 10 and continue to go west, get to California in like 5 to 6 hours, depending on what part of Southern California you're visiting. So that is a huge plus to the city of Buckeye, and for the city of Buckeye being affordable for that first-time home buyer. So if you thought it was impossible to be a first-time home buyer around the Phoenix metro area, hopefully this cleared up some confusion and gave you hope that yes, you can still get an affordable home. Maybe you have to sacrifice location and being right in the heart of the center of Phoenix and the metro. But hopefully this gives you encouragement that, hey, maybe I would be willing to sacrifice that to get into the real estate game, buy my first home, stop renting, stop giving a landlord my income, and building equity and wealth for myself. So that is hopefully what you got out of this video. Now, if you want to continue to learn about the Phoenix real estate market and what it's like to live here, buy property here, get educated on the areas and the cities, watch vlogs, all of that good stuff, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, because we want you to continue to be learning all about living and relocating to the city of Phoenix and the Phoenix metro area altogether. Again, if you're planning on moving to Phoenix, Arizona, please reach out. Our information is in the description and that first comment. We are here for you and would love for you to call, text, DM, or email us, whatever your preference, to talk about that move. And, really what we're going to do is we're going to try to set up a time for us to chat. And this is not you committing to doing anything right now, committing to an area, but we would love to learn about what's important to you if you're moving here and relocating to Phoenix, or if you want to buy or sell a property here, what's important to you, what your goals are, and figure out that lifestyle piece so that we can start giving you information, pointing you to areas that we think you should check out and learn more about, and making sure that you have someone with you every step of the way. That way, when you want keys in hand, you've had somebody taking you step to step so that you have keys in hand in the area that you want, the home that you want, and you are taking care of every step of the way. So that's what we're here to do. And we will see you on the next video, or we'll talk to you via call, text, or DM very soon.